everyone, Lindsay here. I'm new to this whole vlogging thing and I've been trying to find a little community here. I've been looking for other lesbian moms, I've been looking for other single moms, I've been looking for other people in a long distance relationship, particularly lesbians. Particularly lesbians, I should say. What's particularly? I have no idea. Anyway, yeah, so I've been looking and I've been checking out other people's vlogs and trying to get a sense of the community on YouTube because I'm very new to it. And I've had a couple questions. I've left comments for people, and I've had a couple questions from people asking me about my family structure. There seems to be some questions about whether or not my best friend Sarah is my co-parent. The short answer is no, she's not. We were not in a relationship. We have not been in a relationship since 2007. We've been best friends ever since. She has her 2 children with somebody else, and they are no longer together, but she co-parents with that person. And I am a single mom by choice. So what does that mean? Well, backtracking a little bit, I've never been a conventional person. I don't do things conventionally. I've always done things my own way. I march to the beat of my own drum. Let's just put it that way. So I've always known I wanted to be a mom. I mean, from the time I was a little girl, I've been coming up with baby names, things that I wanted to name my children. In fact, I have a list that I typed up on my mom's typewriter when I was 9 or 10 years old of the different names that I wanted to name my future children. I've got 10 boy names on the list, and I've got 10 girl names on the list. The name Evelyn is not on that list, but that doesn't matter. It's the name that I ended up giving my child, which is a whole different story, and I'll vlog about that someday too. But for now, I just want to say that, I've wanted to be a mom for as long as I can remember. When I was almost 13 years old, my mom gave birth to my littlest sister, Hannah, and I considered myself to be her second mother. My whole life, all I really knew that I wanted was to be a mom. Yes, I've had other dreams, and I've accomplished a lot in my life, but the number one thing that I knew that I had to do was be a mom. And so, I've had some relationships, and even some really good relationships. I've had a small handful of good long-term relationships with people that I loved very much, but nothing panned out, and I never ended up having children with those people. 1, because I was young. 2, when I was ready, I wasn't with the right people, and so at one point I found myself single. And I thought to myself, okay, I have a decision to make. I'm in a good place financially. I'm in a good place emotionally. I could do this. I could have a kid, but I don't have a partner. So what do? I knew then that I had to make a decision. I had to decide, am I going to continue looking for a partner and hope that we have a child together, or am I going to just do it myself? So I started researching what it means to be a single mom by choice. I started researching the different avenues that I could pursue to have a child and get pregnant. And in the end, I chose to use a known sperm donor, somebody I knew, to conceive my daughter, Evelyn. And I met him on a website that is dedicated to classifieds for people looking for sperm donors. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but it's almost like a dating site, but for people who are looking for donors, whether that's egg donors, embryo donors, or sperm donors. I can't remember if I was responding to his ad or he was responding to mine, but in any case, I met him and I knew right away he was the guy. It's just, when you know. I say that about my relationship with Bree all the time. When I met her, I knew. And it's the same with him. We hugged each other in this coffee shop, and I just had this feeling. I thought, he's the one. He's the one who's going to be the father of my child. It sounds a little bizarre, but I knew it. And so anyway, I won't get into all the medical stuff, but we ended up doing home inseminations, the turkey baster style. And I can do a separate vlog about that if you guys are curious, or for those who are really interested in how to get pregnant at home with a known sperm donor. But anyway, it took us 4 months of trying, and after that, I got pregnant with Evelyn. It was actually, I remember we were doing inseminations around the time of a solar eclipse, and I thought that was a really good time to try to get pregnant. Something about that just felt powerful to me. And so, 10 days later, I peed on a pregnancy test. It came up positive, and I was pregnant with Evelyn. And so, yeah, I guess I want to share a little bit about the background about how I ended up choosing to be a single mom by choice. I mean, it's not that I've ever had trouble finding people to date or people to have relationships with. That has not really been a challenge for me in the past. But I knew at that point in my life, because I was 32 years old, I knew I was at that point in my life where I had a decision to make. Am I going to keep trying and looking for love and hoping I find the right person, or am I going to do it myself? And so because all the stars were aligned and I was in a good place in my life, I decided, you know what? My fertility is finite. I can find love at any time. So I made the decision to get pregnant on my own. I did not make that decision lightly. Now, mind you, before I became a mom, I did not understand just how much a mother does. Yes, I had a general idea, but until you're living it, you really don't know. And so, you know, I knew as much as I could. I'd done as much research as I could. I actually dated another single mom by choice for a while. I was there for the birth of her son, and I was there to help her take care of him for the first part of his life. And so I was there firsthand to watch her challenges as a single mom. I kind of had a general idea of what was coming for me. So as a single mom by choice, my challenges are a little different from maybe a single parent who co-parents with an ex, in the sense that I'm the only one responsible for making all the decisions, whether it's from what we're going to eat for dinner or what to buy from the grocery store to the bigger pieces like how much money am I going to save for Evelyn's university education, or is she going to get the vaccinations on time? Yes, she did. Bigger decisions about where we're going to live, what kind of school she's going to go to, that's all on my shoulders. Which I'm not going to lie, I actually don't mind that. I'm used to it now. I'm used to making all the decisions on my own. But I'd say the biggest challenge for me as a single parent with no co-parent is the financial aspect, because along with being the only one who makes the decisions, I'm also the only one who pays the bills. And sometimes that's challenging, especially living in a city like Toronto. It's very expensive to live here. My rent is outrageous for a 2-bedroom, a very small 2-bedroom. And so, yeah, it's the financial aspect is not my favorite part of being a single mom. Definitely not. There's no child support coming in. There's nobody else to foot the bill if there's an emergency. But fortunately, we live in Canada, so there are also no medical expenses, and it's a really good country with a lot of good social programs for single parents and married parents too, for that matter. And so I guess the question is, if I had it to do it all over again, would I do it? Absolutely. I have no regrets. Having Evelyn on my own was easily the best decision I've ever made in my life. Ranks right up there with moving to Canada when I was 19 years old. One of the best decisions I ever made. And so, yeah, no regrets. I love her. She's the light of my life. Yes, it's hard to be a single mom. Yes, it's hard to be sick and take care of your kid when they've got boundless energy and they're bouncing off the walls. Yes, it can be lonely sometimes when you're sitting around all evening by yourself once your kid goes to sleep. But it's worth it. So with tremendous responsibility comes tremendous love. And as Evelyn's only parent, I get a lot of love from her. And that's not to say that she wouldn't have that same amount of love for me if she had another parent. I know she would, but I guess it just feels like Evelyn and I are a team in life, and it feels like we're just like a dynamic duo. We are perfect together. She is the perfect child for me. There could not be a better child for me in this world. She is everything I ever wanted and more. And so, not for a moment would I hesitate to be a single mom by choice again. And yeah, so if you are on the fence about being a single mom by choice, or if you're just curious about my life and why I would do this, you know, I get some people who look at me like, oh, you're crazy. I get other people being like, oh, you're so brave. I get other people saying, oh, I have no idea how you do it. My husband goes out of town for a weekend and I lose my mind. But I'm used to doing this on my own. It's one of those things that, yes, it's a lot of work. Yes, I'm exhausted at the end of every day. Yes, sometimes the tremendous responsibility is heavy for me to shoulder, but like I said, completely worth it. I would do it all over again. I'm so grateful to my donor, Evelyn's dad, she calls him Daddy, for giving me the gift of Evelyn. And without him, I wouldn't have her, and I absolutely would use a known donor again if I were given the choice. I love that she knows who he is and he loves her, and a child can never have too much love. So all around, I'm happy with my decisions, and yeah, that's me, and that's my story of how I came to be a mom. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm new to this whole vlogging thing, so if you've got any feedback for me, like tell me it's a crappy angle, tell me I look terrible, ask me how I have the nerve to not wear a bra while I'm vlogging. Whatever you want to say to me, let me know in the comments or send me an email. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you and hear from you again soon. Bye. You like that? They were your size. Were you able to try them on?
Yeah.